Hey, this is Derek Rattan, and this is my interview on Gibson.com and Epiphone.com.
So we have one of our favorite people on the Gibson bus today during CCMA week, Derek Rattan. So you've been crossing Canada quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
How has touring been?
It's been great. I put out a brand new album called Sunshine in January the 12th. So that's in stores and available online everywhere. And whenever I put out a record, that's what I love to do, is tour it, that's my most favorite time to play music for people, is when I've got a new product. So we've been crazy this year. We did a cross Canada tour January, February, went right from BC to PEI, and then this summer we've been all over the place too. I've put more air miles on than it's been stupid, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. So your new video, That's the Way I Want to Go Out, has just been added to CMT. It's a truly moving, beautiful video. What was the inspiration for it?
That's How I Want to Go Out is a story about a guy who, an older man who comes to the end of his journey, so to speak, and the doctor gives him a choice of we could get you all doped up and you can lay in this hospital bed and pass away, or you can go home. And the guy's like, I'm going home to the woman that I love, and that's how he wants to go out. And it's a song that was it's probably my favorite song on the new album, Sunshine. It's one that, well, as a songwriter, you try and pull from your experiences and your own life. But like Willie Nelson said, you don't want to be a slave to it either. You want to start with the truth and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what I did. That song isn't really autobiographical, but my own grandfather did pass away 3 years ago from cancer, and so that is one thing that when I sing that song, I can't sing it and not think about him. But yeah, that's one that it gets me, every night when I sing it. So.
Is that a way that you'd want to go out if you had the option?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah?
Surrounded. Oh, yeah. Forget the hospital. Surrounded by family and friends. That's definitely the way to go.
So you're Canadian living in Nashville. When did you move to Nashville, and why?
I moved to Nashville in 1994 from Bracebridge, Ontario, is my hometown, and I moved there because I really wanted to learn country music songwriting from the masters, and they all live in Nashville. That's where the center of the country music business is, and I wanted to learn from them, quite honestly. And so I went, and I was just a sponge basically, and I just soaked up everything that I saw and heard, and in those first few years anyway, I was just I just watched a lot, and I listened, and then tried to implement those sort of lessons that I learned from those songwriters in my own songs, and learning by osmosis. I'm a huge believer in that, and so that's why I went.
What do you see as the differences between the U.S. country scene and the Canadian country scene?
There are a lot. I mean, I think musically the Canadian format is probably a little more open to a variety of musics. Musics, is that a word? Musics. I don't know. Look that up, Brad. In Canada you'll hear Johnny Reid to the Rankin Family, Core Blonde, as well as more mainstream stuff like me or George Canyon, Aaron Pritchett, whoever it is. And you wouldn't get that depth of music in the States at all. It's a much more narrower sort of field. So that's a big difference. I think that's good for the Canadian scene. I think Canadian fans probably get a much wider variety of music to listen to than the American ones do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a big difference.
All right, so let's talk about guitars for a minute. We know that you love your Les Paul in the Electric World and the J. Wow, I can't even speak right now.
That's okay. Take two.
The J185. Okay, I'm going to start it again. Okay, let's talk about guitars for a minute. We know you love your Les Paul in the Electric World and the J185 in the Acoustic World. Tell us why, and what is your love about them?
Well, the let's start with the Les Paul. I mean, it's just such an iconic guitar. First of all, it's when I remember my cousin when we were growing up. Well, first of all, my very first guitar was a Sears copy of a Gibson SG, and the red one, you know, that Angus Young plays, and that was my first guitar. My first guitar was electric, and then my cousin had a copy. I don't even remember the brand, but it was a copy of a Les Paul. Actually, this finish too. Actually, it was this same finish that my cousin had, and I don't know, you know, something about playing those guitars when you're 11 years old in your bedroom, lip syncing to Kiss records, that it leaves an impression on a fella. And now I'm grateful to Gibson for the affiliation that we now have, and I love it. I love the Les Paul that I took out on this last tour was, I mean, it sounded so good, and it just feels right to play. There's something about it that just feels right, and the acoustic, same thing. It just does something about it. Just feels right.
If you were able to build your own dream Gibson guitar, what would it feature?
Oh man, that is another loaded question. There's so many things. Mini bar, maybe. Mini bar, coffee stand. No. Gosh, I don't know. A couple things. It would feature. I don't know. I have to get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Too many things.
Fair enough. Maybe you'll have a couple of them.
But the coffee thing is good. If you just built in Tim's behind Tim Hortons counter behind that wouldn't work.
Cross promote between it. So you've attended a lot of CCMAs, and this year has this year been any different post the last couple of years?
Well, so far. Well, the last CCMA I was in Edmonton, I did a charity golf thing, and it snowed, and that, you know, for a guy who's been living in Tennessee for 16 years, that was a bit of a shock to the system. So we're sunny today, which is great. It's nice and warm, lovely fall weather. So that's one difference between the last time I was at the CCMAs in Edmonton. But no, you know what? It's a very well-run week. I think there are a lot of events that are put together that are unique to the Canadian country music industry. The access, I think, that fans who attend have to artists is I doubt that would exist in any other format of music. And it's a great opportunity for the artists to kind of see each other while they're not passing in an airport somewhere, you know, and actually get a chance to hang out a little bit. And the volunteers too that they get here, they couldn't do this thing without the volunteers. They're a wonderful community of people to have.
So you're presenting an award for Female Artist of the Year on Sunday with the 2010 Canadian Olympic gold medalist Shannon Zabados.
Yes.
That was close.
I just found out today myself.
From the women's hockey team, are you going to ask her for any hockey tips?
Well, I actually already have. Yeah, I just came from dress rehearsal with Shannon, and she let me hold the gold medal, which was nice. And a very nice girl. And I don't know that even she could help my hockey game. I just think there are certain things that I am not supposed to do in life. Cook is one. I probably shouldn't be an airline pilot. I think that's a bad idea. And a hockey player. I should not be a hockey player.
My last question is a trivia question. We're asking everybody, since we're in Edmonton. Gord Bamford's hometown. As he's nominated for 7 awards, what is your prediction as to how many he's going to take home?
Okay, I'm just going to... Hold on, let me just commune with the universe for a second. Okay, what's he up for? Do we even know that?
I don't have him right now. I know he's won one already.
Right, he won record producer.
Right.
I got that. I'm gonna say. This is Edmonton. I'm gonna say 3.
3?
That's my prediction. 3. Good luck, Gord. Good luck, buddy.